All right, so I'd like to move into our lightning round. So
Sure.
this is like rapid fire, first thing that comes to your mind. You had the Charlotte's Web question down, so you'll be all fine with this. So, what were your other favorite books as a child?
Oh my gosh. Berenstain Bears. Always think of those. And then the Pickles. Is that
I don't
it was
know.
like a oh gosh. And then the other one that sticks with me is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes.
That one like inspired me in the time of me really wanting to be a creative writer, and it was so gory, and I really liked that. And then when I was seeing the movie years later, I remembered that I had read the book. It was like, wait, I know the end of this movie. Oh no! So that one reminds me, and then that inspired me to write my short story called Surprise, which was very similar to I Know What You Did Last Summer. Anyway, that'll come out some other day.
Excellent.
Written in 6th grade.
I was going to ask, is there a book that stayed with you and influenced you as a writer? You may have just answered that, but
yeah,
is there a different answer?
I loved I Know What You Did Last Summer because it went so far. It was like a soap opera a little bit and then obviously it went so far it became a film.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about a book you've read that you wished you'd written?
Oh wow. The Girl on the Train of late, I know that was huge and everybody read it and whatever, but because of how I wrote and what I wrote about in my memoir about abuse and about manipulation, I think that the way that was done, and another one where I read the book and you'd think that I'd remember I'd read the book, but then I was very bleary-eyed in watching the movie and I kind of forgot that I had read it.
So it was a surprise.
It was a surprise again.
Yes.
Really smart. And I just started, it touched me so much because I had such similar experiences. And so I thought that taking a character and doing something that so many men and women in the world have experienced was brilliant. And to tell it in such a nice story, or not nice story.
Right.
Was well done.
Okay. If you could have dinner with 3 authors, dead or alive, who would they be?
Oh gosh. This is not lightning for me. Well, right now, Maurice Sendak, because my son, we read Chicken Soup with Rice every single night.
Awesome. He's right at that age for Where the Wild Things Are, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He doesn't like that one as much, oddly.
Okay.
Chicken Soup with Rice, classic. Yeah, sticks with me. So I'd like to ask more questions there. Dead or alive. I really liked Mo Willems, is how you say it, right? Yes. I had such a good time. I got to do the dinner listening to him. I would want to sit and listen a little bit more, and I want to know more about how to get into that part of writing.
Yes.
And how he does that, because I enjoy his books. And I was telling Seal earlier, my husband and I have found through reading our child's books what type we like. I like his type of book. Yes. My husband likes a different type of book, and I don't know. And it all goes back to, it doesn't matter if you think someone's a good writer or not, because it's somebody else does.
What fictional world of a book would you like to live in for a little while?
The Hunger Games.
Wow. All right. We're getting deep now into the deep layers. What was the last book that made you laugh or cry?
Oh gosh. Oh, Dan Harris's, my colleague.
Yes.
Well, I'm reading his new one, but I'd say let's just go to 10% Happier.
Okay. What would you call your guilty pleasure read?
Well, see, my husband calls it Geek Weekly, but it's not. I mean, it's just it's what I read, and I like read in the bathtub. Physics Today.
That's awesome. I love it.
Super dorky.
I love it. What book have you faked read?
Fake read?
Yes.
I mean, pretty much any long story that my child wants to read. I just skip a lot.
Right.
And don't even get half the point of the story and just use the picture. What book was it? He just had it out, and Winnie the Pooh. Like, it's too long.
Yes.
And like the humor of Pooh and Christopher Robin at the beginning is just, I don't want to read all that. No.
Yeah. Now, if there was an earthquake
Yes.
in the middle of Pooh Corner.
It's too nice.
Right. How many pages do you give a book before you just can't finish it and you put it down? I suppose we should put this, say, for your reading.
For my reading, not for kids' reading.
Yes.
I don't think I have ever done it. I don't think I've ever not finished. I'm pretty committed.
Okay.
Like, if I'm going to do it, then I want to give it a chance till the end.
Yeah.
I've gone slow and had to come back lots of times,
Yeah.
which is tedious, and I don't want to do that, but...
Yeah. Okay. You are more committed than I am. That's for sure. What is your favorite book-to-screen adaptation?
Oh, gosh. Except for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right. Maybe perhaps one you remember that you read before you saw the movie.
Gosh. What film do I love? I read Good Will Hunting before, right? Was that a screenplay, or did I read the screenplay?
That was a screenplay.
Yeah. No.
Because they won an Oscar for that.
Right. And I'm thinking about that right now because we were just talking about, there's like a, someone said that they wrote it and said that they didn't. Anyway, there was like a law thing that happened recently, a legal thing. I don't know. I can't think of any films right now. This is not lightning.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we've talked about several already.
Yeah.
Things that you've gone
I
girl
cannot
on.
think of one. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. What are you reading now? Do you have any time to read right
No,
now? You have
I
a new
haven't.
baby.
No.
So you're reading a lot of kids' books.
Oh, that's not true. I just told you. I'm reading Dan's book. I'm in the middle of it.
Okay. All right. That counts.
Yes.
Yes.
His new book.
All right.
I mean, he's my friend, so it's kind of like required reading. But
Right. We can.
they are really good books.
Good. Excellent. What's next for you? There's going to be more books in the series.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So still have to write the third. And I actually just signed on to write a teen version of My Natural Disaster. And so to go back to that really tender and sensitive time where I think I probably could have been much easier on myself and found a lot more grace, like so many people can. It's going to go back to that and to the beginning of my depression and the beginning of the mental health issues that I dealt with, and then kind of goes deeper into the childhood stories because there are so many of them that, and we all have them, but mine were able to then get sorted out in a lot of therapy, and so I want to share that therapy so people can for free get all of the stuff that I spent so much money figuring out.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're really simple concepts, I think, and after writing that first book, the reaction has been surreal. I knew and I hoped that people would connect to it because I knew that I was worried that it was watered down too much. After all of the legal issues were kind of strained through, and I read it for the audiobook version, I thought, I hope I went dark enough and deep enough because mine is a really, really at points sad story. And I wanted it to be put out there that way. I realized coming away from that I didn't need to, and that the lessons that I learned were the part that were sticking with people, and they're repeating them to me on the street. I'm seeing people, I'm meeting people when I'm at work in Times Square, and they're saying thank you. I'm getting emails that women and men have checked themselves into hospitals because of my book, because it gave them the feeling that they could do that it would help them, and then now they're, not suicidal. Whatever it is, it's really heavy and really cool that it's helping people that much. So I'm hoping that this next teen book, which I've just started writing, is going to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today. And for
Thank
giving us
you.
the
Sorry I
time.
can't come up with a film.
It's quite all right.
I'm sure there's many. I'm just trying to think because I love soundtracks, and my head is going to soundtracks of things, which I'm like, that's not a book, Ginger. Stop.
No. Well, you have small children, a newborn. You're forgiven. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.